How is everybody doing tonight? Ready for the Ugears Dream Cabriolet? Um, it's insane that we're on day 27. I mean, it's one vehicle. The Aviator took 25 days. The only thing I can say is the rubber bands slowed me down a lot, and maybe this is an excuse, but I don't. I think this is not. I think this puzzle just takes long time, like longer than others. Here's my evidence for that. This puzzle isn't on YouTube. This Dream Cabriolet, it is on YouTube. It isn't on Amazon. It's difficult to find. And I'm thinking maybe the fact that we can't get this front to line up and these rubber bands take like a half hour each. I'm thinking it's a really cool puzzle if you can get it together and you can get it to work. It is really cool, but it takes a lot of time. And there's probably a reason why it's not so easily available. But maybe the reason is that people love it and it goes out of stock quickly. So I don't know. Anyway, we're just going back to the Dream Cabriolet today. Let's read some more of these sandwiches we were reading some other days. Let's read 5 more of those. So this Italian hero place opened up near me. I think the next one is 41. Annona. Milk-fed veal parmesan with grated cheese. So veal parmesan is Annona. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Al Martino, hot sopressata, bruschetta, and fresh mozz. Vic Damone, sopressata, fresh mozzarella, and red pesto. What is red pesto? I know green pesto. Paul Sorvino, broccoli rabe, and Italian sausage. That sounds good. I never had that. Pat Cooper, Sicilian salami, Swiss cheese, and deli mustard. All right, so there's our 5 for tonight. I haven't tried any of those sandwiches yet. I mean, of course, I've tried, some of them at other places, but I haven't been to that restaurant yet. I want to go. Maybe I will at some point. I probably will, but I haven't got there yet. All right, while we're taking out the pieces, let's grab the first of these like science questions so we have something to discuss. Did all the dinosaurs exist at the same time? I know that when people talk about dinosaurs, they mention that they usually talk about them in context of humans, and they'll say like if the Earth timeline was in a day, the humans like showed up like in the last 5 minutes or even less than that, and the dinosaurs spanned like a much longer amount of time. So if you think about even in our modern time, like the dodo bird, like there's pictures of dodo birds, but they don't exist anymore. But they existed recent enough for us to take pictures. So if dodo birds existed recent enough to take pictures, and giant sloths existed recent enough that we have descriptions of them, then there's obviously things that are coming and going. And that's just in our modern time, which is supposedly like 5 minutes if you compare to, Earth to a day. So if the dinosaurs took up much more time than those last 5 minutes, well, then I guess that the dinosaurs, some of them, they probably existed during different periods. Also, aren't there like names like the Cambrian period and some other period? And anyway, so the answer is no, obviously. It says no, the age of dinosaurs was really spread out. The fearsome T-Rex actually lived closer in time to humans than it did to the ancient Stegosaurus, probably just as well as the T-Rex took its leave before we got here. Yeah, I guess, yeah. So they're trying to say that T-Rex would bother humans? I'm not sure it would. But anyway, okay. All right, so checking the scoreboard, it shows page 55. And I'm looking here at page 55, and I would say that we didn't actually get to page 55. We probably finished page 54, because page 55, we're putting the tires on the vehicle. That's an exciting moment. All right, so we're going to need boards 2 and 5. Board 2? Seriously? We're not done with board 2? I'm glad we didn't throw it out. Yeah, there we go. That's board 2. Oh, sorry, you don't see it yet. Okay, so here's board 2. And yeah, sure enough, we got 2 major pieces there that we haven't used yet. We haven't picked up board 2 in days, but you know, there it is. All right, so board 2 and board 5. Is this board 5? This is 7. That means this must be 5. Yeah, this is 5. All right. Well, I don't think we need any of them for the tires. But what we do need for the tires is we need to know which ones are front left, front right, back left, and back right, which means I probably should have labeled them, and I didn't. I can tell you these are the 2 back tires, and these are the 2 front tires. But I'm not sure, like, what makes one of them the left or the right. Like, they look pretty much identical to me, you know, so I guess I'm just going to, you know, put them on there and hope for the best. I don't know. Can you see, like, any difference in these 2 pieces? Like, why would one be the front left and one be the front right? I don't know. You know, we're just going to give it a shot, hope for the best. All right, so another thing I noticed from looking at these tires is that all the toothpicks are clipped. So even though the instructions, if you remember, were saying clip 4 the toothpicks, now we need to clip 5. I mean, in the picture, they clearly have all 5 clipped. All right, yeah. We're going to clip the toothpicks, and we're going to put these pieces on. That's it. That's the end of the story. That's what we're doing. We're going to have a lot of extra toothpicks. I think I'm going to keep them around on the table in case we need them tonight. All right. So you can tell the front ones from the back ones. The back ones have these rubber bands in there. They're probably the back ones are where they're powered. What I can't tell is the left from the right. I remember when we were assembling them, they were saying like this one's left and this one's right, but even then I couldn't tell you what was different about them. I could tell you only in the sense that one was like named to, you know, the piece would have like one piece that was named differently in the left and the right, but those 2 pieces would like look the same. And as you see, these tires now look the same. And the piece that was different, it actually was out here. So, like, can you imagine, like, this is the piece. Oh, that's probably how we can tell. Okay, we just figured it out. The direction of the treads on the outer piece. Wow, I'm glad we talked through that because we found the answer. So, something about these front treads. Yeah, can you see that? Like, one of them's facing, like, this way and the other one's facing that way. So, that's it. So one of them goes this way and one of them goes that way. Does anyone know on a tire which way they're supposed to go? Like, is this the right or is this the right? All right, if I do it like this, they're curving like a backwards C, like a closed parent. And if I do it like this, it's curving like an open parent. I'm not enough of a card guy to know which is the answer. Oh, sorry, that was off camera. All right, so if I have this one, it's a open parent. It looks like an open parent. And if I do it this way, it looks like a closed parent. So if we take these, it's probably going to be the same thing. Yeah, open parent, and if I flip it over, it's going to be closed parent. Yeah. Man, that takes forever to focus. That's ridiculous. All right. Wow. How long did that take to focus? Anyway, all my cameras are garbage. The only one that's good that I like is this field world. Like, if I'd known in advance, I could have bought just like all the field world cameras. But the BZB and the JRYE, they're just not getting the job done. They're too slow. This one is the field world. Let's see how quick this will focus. Well, it takes what, a second? I would say that's pretty good. Now let's try this one, the main camera. I guess the main camera's not bad, but something about the lighting I don't like on it. And then the BZB, that's just trash. 1 locomotive, 2 locomotive, 3 locomotive, 4 locomotive, 5 locomotive, 6 locomotive, 7 locomotive, 8 locomotive. This thing's never going to focus. Is it ever going to focus? Not this time. Like other times it focused in 10 seconds. Right now, it's not going to focus. It's just not doing its job. Wow. Let's try here. Nope. Wow. Well, I have it in close-up, so let's cut it some slack for that reason. But it seems like it can't focus any closer than this. Let's take it out of close-up just to see what it looks like, how long it focuses. Let's say we have it at this distance. So that's focused. Now I bring it up close. 1 locomotive, 2 locomotive, 3 locomotive, 4 locomotive, 5 locomotive, 6 locomotive, 7 locomotive, 8 locomotive, 9 locomotive. It's never going to focus. All right. Well, that's why we're using it as the close-up camera. We're just going to keep it zoomed in, and we're just going to know it works at a certain distance and doesn't at another. All right, let me go back to that other camera that I claim is good. All right. Yeah, this one is good. This field world camera is good. Let's go to the DOS camera again. DOS camera is good as well. I just can't get the coloring that I like. So I don't know why that BZB is not good. I feel like I'm going to get in legal trouble for saying it's not good, but it's just clearly not. Anyway, since now that we know that the difference between the tires, one is like looks like open paren and the other looks like closed paren. Now let's zoom in on the instructions and see which is which. All right, so the closed parens go on the right. Yeah, the closed parens are the front and rear right. All right, so this right. So they're actually always going to look like closed parens, but like when we're looking at it, the closed paren goes on the right. So like when you put it this way, if you're looking at the tire from the right, it's a closed paren. If you're on the other side, looking at this, it's going to appear like a closed paren. All right, so now we got to put the tires on the vehicle. How do we do that? Looks like you just stick them on there. Don't they need to be pinned in or something? Huh. It looks like they don't. At least not for the back tires. The front tires are going to get pinned in, but the back tires are not. Anyway, let's stick the tires on. It doesn't fit. The tire doesn't fit on. Am I putting it at the wrong spot? Oh, that's the back of the car. All right. All right, here's the front of the car. Okay. So we stick the tire on there. All right, good. All right, the other front tire, well, the front on the left tire goes on. Oh, those tires move. That's pretty cool. All right, so the tires are on. And then the back tires, okay, yeah, those are going to look a little different. So they go way down here. I think they just stick right on. All right. Let me do the back tires first. I just let the front tires fall off so that you can see what's going on there with the back tire. So there's a little nub in there, and there's a little square here. So the little nubbin goes in the little square. They don't really show you which direction it goes in, but I'm going to go with this way. There, it's on. Back tire's on. All right, let's get the other back tire. I don't know, I might have been zoomed in too close and you didn't see the direction. Anyway, there's the little nubbin. There's the little square, and we just stick it right on there. All right, rear tires are on. I can feel that they store energy. Yeah. Wow, these things, the vehicle's gonna move. I can feel that it stores this energy here. All right, so that's good. And now the front tires. All right, so they rolled all over, but the idea is same orientation as the back tire. So, all right. So this back tire, we see the clothespin, so we put this one on as a clothespin. And it needs some clip. I'm not going to do the second tire yet because it clearly gets some clip here. If you look up close at that front tire, something comes through there. You can see that piece that comes through, it's got a receiver. So the piece that goes in there is a 368. So I'm going to bump this piece counter up to 724, and I'm going to grab these two 368s, and I'm going to use them to get the front tires on. Now, as I recall from last time when we were doing these on the back tires, they didn't want to go on, so we got to sand them up. So while I'm sanding and getting those pieces on, let's do the next question, and that's, which surface is smoother, a cue ball or the planet Earth? Well, I've heard this before, and I've heard that the answer is planet Earth. Does anyone believe that? That doesn't sound right to me. A cue ball is pretty smooth. Earth is pretty much not. I guess they're saying as a percentage, like if like let's say you took the surface of the Earth, the low point would be sea level, and then the high point would be whatever the tallest mountain is. So I guess they're saying percentage-wise, the difference between sea level and the highest mountain, you're saying percentage-wise, a cue ball. I don't know why they're saying a cue ball. I mean, any ball in pool, I guess. They're claiming that that is more. Like there's a percentage-wise, the cue ball is not as smooth as the Earth. So the cue ball has pieces that percentage-wise are more inconsistent than the difference between sea level and the tallest mountain on Earth. I mean, does anyone believe this? I mean, I'd like to test it with a cue ball. Or maybe what they're really trying to say is that the amount of Earth that you don't ever see, let's say like the center of the Earth, you know, everything from like 8 miles down under the US to like 8 miles down under Australia, that distance is so big that that it makes the cue ball, by comparison, makes the imperfections on a cue ball bigger than on Earth by comparison. Like, that's basically what they're saying there. And I guess I don't have grounds to debate that. Well, we didn't even look at the answer yet and confirm that that's what they're saying. But assuming that's what they're saying, like, I don't know how to debate that. I've never measured, like, either the imperfections on a cue ball or the diameter of the Earth. Like, I don't really have inside information on either of those. I don't have lab information. So basically, I'm just going to, in a position to take their word for it. All right, so that clip is on, by the way. I'll just give you a zoom to see that. So the clip is on. I feel like we broke this zoom, like, permanently. Let me see if I could fix it a little. All right, did that get better? All right, so maybe I broke the zoom. I was blaming the camera. All right, so anyway, this piece is on. That's what I was trying to show you. This little slider, it's like slid to the back. So that wheel is on. All right, let's see the answer. According to the science deck, Earth. Of course, we knew that would be answer. Expanding a cue ball to equal the size of the Earth would result in imperfections that would create ridges higher than Mount Everest, the highest place on Earth. Blame it on the cue ball next time you miss the 8-ball in the side pocket. Now, how do they know that the cue ball has imperfections that are percentage-wise bigger than Mount Everest to sea level? Like, how do they know that? I mean, is there nobody who makes, like, a decent cue ball? Or do they just know that it would need to be incredibly good to not be better? I don't know. As I said, we're just taking their word for it. I certainly wouldn't think of it that way. I would think of the cue ball as smooth and the Earth as bumpy. And I don't think I'm wrong. If you want to say math-wise, one is smoother than the other, I'll take your word for it. All right, so I'm putting the clip on the other side now. Kind of like tough to even get it started. All right, I got to get it started before I can push on it with the tools. But I haven't gotten it started yet. All right, I think I'm about to get it started. Nope. How did I get it started on the other side? Okay, good. All right. It needs to be in at least a minuscule bit before we can start pushing on it with the tools. Otherwise, it's going to come flying back out. Like, I'm going to use the tool and it's going to push like sideways and it's going to come off. These tires are tough to get to, and they're probably tough to see because they're underneath this thing. All right. Wow. I'm not making any progress here. Did I sand? I sanded this piece, right? Why isn't it going in? Ooh, what is that? Something fell out. Something's broken. Some piece fell out. Hopefully it wasn't too important of a piece. All right, it started. Now we can push it with some force. Let's see here. All right, come on. By the way, chat, you can ask any questions in the chat. Like, I'm pulling these questions out of this deck, but I'll answer any question that you ask. Could be science, could be like finance, could be controversial topics. All right, but until there's something in the chat, I'll answer this. Can feet give you an appetite? Well, walking on your feet all day can give you an appetite. Can feet give you an appetite? I don't understand the question. Walking can give you an appetite. I don't know that feet necessarily do anything on their own. All right. Can feet... I'm just trying to understand what they mean by this question. Can feet give you an appetite? Is it as easy as saying walking can give you an appetite? Or are they looking for something more? I was going to look at the answer and go to the next question because I don't understand the question. It's probably, maybe it's something like reflexology or something. Yes, if you're a butterfly, it tastes its food just by standing on it. Glad we don't have to take off our shoes every time we want a snack. Okay, so I was thinking, can feet give you an appetite? And by you, I was assuming me and us, and we're humans, and therefore I wasn't thinking butterflies. So they got me with that one. All right, what's the next question? What is the quickest way to get to the opposite side of the world? So it's like a plane, or it's going through the earth. I mean, you would have to mine your way through the earth, so that can't be it. The quickest way to get to the other side, to the opposite side. What is the opposite side? Like for U.S., it's Australia. Which is the opposite side? Not sure. Geographically, right? Or what is it, like north-south? What if it's like... Well, if you're at the North Pole, it would definitely be the South Pole. All right, I got that clip on the tire. Let's see the answer. Jump into a tunnel drilled through the earth. It would take you only around 40 minutes, but the deepest tunnel ever dug only goes 1% on the way through. If they even finish, take some AC with you. The earth core is 10,000 degrees. Right, yeah. So I think we all knew that you would need to drill through the earth, so therefore it's not the quickest way. But I guess I see their point. I see the point they're trying to make. It's just that nobody has a hole drilled through the earth. So I don't know how we're going to, figure that out. All right, so there's the vehicle. That's the what do they call that thing? Like, I had the answer the other day. Like first aid kit. That's the first aid kit. All right. Moving along with the instructions. They're saying something. Oh, one more of these clips they want? Where do they want this thing? Back here? Oh, it's already there. So they're saying to lift this clip. So they want it removed? So, in the instructions, they're showing this clip in red, and they're showing an arrow pointing up, which makes me think I'm supposed to remove this. But I don't know if that's true. Yes, we are. Remove it and replace it. I'll just show you here. So they're saying take this off. While this is off, add this board, 373, and then replace it. So they want us to remove this and then add this and then replace the piece that we remove. All right, so we're going to add one piece. That brings us to 725. So now we have to pop this piece off. All right, that's done. Well, sure, removing it was probably the easy part. Now we have to add this piece 373. I have to add it, I think just like this, right? Is it like a symmetric piece? It's not a symmetric piece. There are 2 of these boxes on one side, 3 on the other. All right, so the side with 3 goes on the driver's side. The side with the extra box goes behind the steering wheel. All right, there's going to be a lot of connections here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, a lot. All right, let's just start making connections. All right, so should I replace the pin before or after I make all the connections? They're not lined up. They're not lined up. What's going on here? Is it supposed to go to the other side? Like if I put the circle in first, the other stuff doesn't seem to line up. All right, let's forget about the circle for a minute and just start lining up the other pieces. I'm sure we can get the circle. That should be the easiest one. Yeah, there we go. This side. Some of the stuff that seems like it's going to be the easiest is not on this puzzle. It seems like stuff just doesn't line up like it's supposed to. Like the big piece is on front and now this big piece on back. In both cases, they're not lining up. Does it mean like when we put on these boards, we like did something wrong? We didn't get stuff tight in the beginning and we're paying for it now? I'm not sure. All right. And like there's a lot of connections to be made, and I think like while some of them are going on, some of them are pushing back the other way, preventing it from going on. Wow. Well, we're not getting those pieces in. I mean, we are eventually, but so far we're not. It's just not lined up. Excuse me. All right. What do we got to do here? Come on. It's just not lined up. It's just too high. Why? I gotta push this down? Yeah, okay. Something went down. All right. Something happened, and it was good. All right, it's still not totally on, as you can see there, but it's lined up. So if it's lined up, we could push it on. All right, let's check out the other side. Again, lined up, but needs to be pushed on. I can't tell if this bottom piece is lined up or not. I'm taking a closer look. It seems like it is lined up, but it's not on, so I'm just gonna like push this thing and hopefully it goes on. didn't, by the way. Didn't go on. Well, all right. I think I got it. It's like taking brute force to get it on there. Anyway, we did it. We can put this clip back on. Can we? Let's sand it and wax it a little bit. Just like those other ones. All right. Put this thing back up right. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, gonna be tough to get to that. I don't know if I need to push this in or pull that out. Yeah, push this in. That seems to be the answer. And then this is gonna lock it on. If we can get that. I think I gotta push in with one finger while I push this back in with one finger. Yeah, there's a circle in there. You have to get it around the circle and then push the clip in the top with the other hand. Seems like that worked. Let's just try to get it fully on there. Same method we did with the other one. Brace the pin with one. Actually, I think the metal would be better for bracing the pin. And the wood is better for pushing the clip. I did the other two the other way, but yeah, this is definitely the way to go. I don't know why I didn't think of this. It's like, the clip is like, there's much smaller, like surface area to get to, so the metal is better for that. And then once you brace the clip with the metal, well, there's no guarantee you have this. I have this little thing. It didn't come with the puzzle. This came with the puzzle. So find something to brace the clip and then push the to brace the pin and then push the clip. Okay, not sure. It's not on as far as the other ones, but I think it's far enough. I don't think it's going to come back out. Wow, what happened to this door? It's messed up. It's missing at least one piece. Anyway, tires are on. Whatever that thing we just added to the back is on. We got a check box. So we're moving on to page 56. Okay. So we're building something here on page 56. All right, let's see. What are we doing? A lot of boards involved. 2, 5, and 6. So we're taking pieces, 2 376s, and then 374 and 375. And 374 and 375, these are these massive pieces. Here they are. Why don't they say 374? Okay, there they go. All right. So this is 374. This is 375. They're like the full length of the vehicle, of this board, whatever you want to call it. So first there's a spam in the middle. Let me just pop that out. If I can do it without breaking the pieces. Or should I pop the pieces out? I feel like let's pop this spam out, but I might end up breaking all of the boards. All right, the spam is gone. Totally spam. Throwing that out. All right, now we still need the main pieces. They're like very long. The longer a piece is, the more likely it is to be broken. And that's also true of thin pieces. And there are some very thin sections on this. There's a few very thin sections, and there's a thin separator between the two pieces. If the separator breaks, we're fine. If the pieces break, if the thin section of the long pieces break, we're not fine. All right, so this is 375. So we'll put the higher number on the right side, the lower number on the left side. All right. 374, in this case, is the lower number. And then the other two pieces we need are two 376s, which I think are on a different board, based on the fact that I don't see them on this board. Yeah, there's a 376. There's probably two of them on this board. But maybe there's one on each board. I don't know. I only see one so far. I'm going to check the instructions. Wait a minute. Are these two of them here, like back to back? Yeah. This is very sneaky. So, this is actually two 376s. They're like back to back in there. Like it's tapered. It's a very tricky piece. Just kind of take my word for it. There's two 376s here. All right, so that's 4 pieces total. So we're up to 329. Not sure how to get these pieces out. They're even skinnier than the previous pieces. They're not as long, but they're long enough to be dangerous in terms of accidentally breaking the piece. Wow. Nothing's happening here. Do I dare use the metal to push the wood out? It'll pop it out in a second. And it hasn't broken a piece yet, but it's scary because metal is so much stronger than wood in this thickness. I don't know where the connectors are. I'm kind of lightly pushing to try to find where the connectors are, because there's like little spots where it connects to the frame, where the piece connects to the board. I'm trying to find those spots. I guess I got them all. All right, so here's the two 376s. Wow. Okay, what do we got to do with them? All right, it's not too bad. I just have to know which is the inside and which is the outside of the piece. This has ink. That makes it an outside. Now, I put this 374 on the left because it's a lower number, but it's actually going to go on the right side of the vehicle. All right, so when we put this piece on, this 376, how do we do that? It looks like the taper goes to the back. You'd probably be able to tell that. It probably only fits in one direction. All right, so if I line the front two pieces up, then the back piece is going to go. This is a little weird. It's going to cover up. So the front two pins are lined up, right? And then there's two squares in the back. It's going to cover one of them. It's going to become only accessible from the inside. I'm sure that that's fine. It's a little weird, but I'm sure they got a plan. This back piece is flaking or something. I couldn't get it in. Okay. All right. Ink side out. This one is weird. Oh, okay, yeah. It's going to be on the left side of the vehicle. I keep confusing myself as to what side of the vehicle it's on. All right. What's going on here? Shh. All right. Okay. Took a minute, but they're in. All right. What's next? Oh, by the way, there was a caution, but I think the caution was just like meaning put the ink on the outside. Yeah. Yeah, ink on the outside. We knew that. That's like common sense rule. All right. What's next? They want 6 toothpicks of the 2Z size. So the 2Z is the small size. And we threw a bunch of toothpicks here at the beginning. I think we've just clipped them all and they'll become 2Zs. That's it. That's what we got to do. Clip the tips off. Six of these. I'm just throwing the tips out. Is that what they do with the tips? I have no idea. What is it? A moil? They named that person who removes the tip. I have no idea where it goes after they remove it. I'm assuming that it. Oh, do they burn it? I don't know. I have no idea. In this case, I'm throwing them in the garbage, but I don't know. Where they would go ritually. I assume that it's like doesn't just get thrown in the trash, but I don't know really. Maybe it does. There's 4. Need 2 more. I mean, of course, hospitals do it too. Yeah, they probably do throw it out. It sounds horrible, right? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's crazy. I'm just saying where they came up with this idea. But not to say, I mean, I don't mean that in an offensive way. I'm just thinking, like, who came up with this idea? Well, I guess technically that would be God, so I shouldn't. But, it's almost like it's like a statement both against evolution and creation. It's like, this is not right and we're going to fix it. I mean, it's really? Are you sure? Okay, enough of that. All right, so there's our 6 2Zs. So we should put that on the board. So we're now at 735 pieces. Okay, now those 2Zs are supposed to go in here. So there's like 1, 2, 3 on each. What I don't know is, do they like stick out? Like, how are we supposed to put them in? We have to go ahead and see what happens next. Okay, they use them to attach to the vehicle. So the outside, so it should be flush with the outside. And the outside is where this like fin, if you want to call it, is. All right, so we're going to put the pieces in and we're going to get them flush with the outside. No. Yeah, flush with the outside. So let's put them in from this side. They're not so easy to get in. I doubt they're going to connect by toothpicks. They're going to connect. I mean, there's empty squares. They're going to. Anyway, I actually don't mind the toothpick system. I think it's growing on me. At first, I thought it was crazy, but it's it's good. It's kind of consistent. All right, one more of these toothpicks. All right, I'm going to get both sides done. I'm going to get the toothpicks in both sides, and then I'm going to put the sides onto the vehicle. I feel like we're getting to the end of this. Well, we should on our 27th day. So, but like, I mean, once we put on this side of the vehicle, you can't do anything else. I mean, it's the outside of the vehicle. We still don't have the interior. We don't have any chairs in the interior. But we've got a lot of the functionality works. And we have a lot of the skin on it on the top. So, seems like we're getting there. All right. That piece went too far in, but I pushed it back out. All right. One more of these. And then we finally could attach them to the vehicle. All right. This last one doesn't want to go in. All right. I think that's in. Okay. Now, we attach them to the car as well as piece 377. 1, 2. Okay, so 1, I assume they mean put the 377 on first. So let's increase our counter. This is piece 377, so I increase the counter to 736. And then I just got to study how this goes on. This is the inked side. There's like 3 squares there showing that it's inked. So that's the inked side. It's got 6 receptors, but it's also got pins here and here. Anyway, let's take a look at the front of the car. All right, this is pretty obvious, actually. These 2 things are going to go here and here. Would you call this the grill? Not sure. I guess it must be, right? Oh, this is kind of blocking the hood. Is the hood like too low or something? I got another situation where these things aren't lining up. Seems to be happening a lot lately. Wow. Yeah, that is definitely blocking the hood. Should I pop the hood until I get this on? Wow. All right. This is not fully on. It's getting there though. Wow. Doesn't. Okay. Something's gonna go here. Probably the sidewalls that we're about to put on. Okay. Let's get those sidewalls on. And then our car will be back in one piece. How close are we to finishing this? All right, let's just get the sidewalls on. Not dream too many big dreams. Yeah, all right. So this is going to attach. Remember this end piece? It's going to attach right here. All right. Let's do it, I guess. And these 3 toothpicks. Remember these 3 pieces that we did yesterday? that's exactly where the toothpicks go. It's basically the point of those pieces, is to receive these toothpicks. I pushed the toothpick in, but I don't know if it went where it was supposed to. Like, I can't really see under there. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking if I push the toothpick in, it's hopefully going into the right spot. Maybe I can see from this angle. I don't think that toothpick went in the right spot. Wow. How am I supposed to get this lined up? It's like you have to thread the needle. And these pieces at the front that we never got to fit. Now it's like they don't fit from two directions. We like failed twice. All right. This is probably why it's difficult to buy this puzzle, because it's probably out of production for a reason. Yep. It's not easy. There's like pieces in there that I have to get to attach to this, but I can't even like get to them, get my hands on them to try to push them into place. Did I get that one? Got something. I think I got it. Nope. Didn't get it. And then this toothpick up front, that looks close, but this front piece is a mile away. I'm gonna crack this front piece, because this is just not otherwise not happening. Well, let me pinch the back, and that'll give the front a little more room. Yeah. I mean, maybe I broke it something. Definitely sounded like I did. But I also got it a little closer. But it's still not far enough. It's still... Is it supposed to bend at the front? Maybe it's supposed to bend. I don't know. There certainly are cars that bend at the front, so it's not entirely crazy to think that that's what's supposed to happen, but the middle is also not on. Or is it? It's on. The middle is on. And the front is on as long as it's supposed to bend. And maybe it is. Maybe it is supposed to bend. This actually looks pretty good right now. Wow. That looks slick. Yeah, the front is bent. But maybe it's supposed to bend. I don't know. You know, let's look at the picture. The picture is buried under toothpicks. So we can't look at it at the moment. Let's bend the other side. It's either going to go on or it's going to break. All right. So the first piece went on fine. Second piece, do I have the ink is on this side. So that makes this the inside, but that doesn't look like, it doesn't look right. I think I have to move it to the other side. All right, so which is the front and which is the back? Okay, the ink is the front because the door has like a pattern, so it continues that door pattern. So it's like this. Okay, yeah. I don't know why it took me so long to line that up. That's right. That's absolutely right. How did we get this on the other side? Now I'm like jealous of how we got the other side. By the way, it looks like there's rubber bands that go there. Like, there's no way we're dealing with rubber bands anymore. We're done with the rubber bands. I'm not doing any more rubber bands. I think we got to get this back piece on, and then we just fight and claw until we get the rest on. But we'll start with here. Start with the back piece. All right. Is that on? Okay, now. Next, a little toothpick next to it. That is not going to happen. That's far away from going on. Wow, that is so far away. Something's not right. Need to bend this back or something. Oh. I can't believe it bends back. Alright. So let's get the toothpick in first. And then we'll use that to push it back. And then we'll get the hook on. Sorry. I think I'm off camera, but I'm trying to get the toothpick in first. I changed my mind. If I put the toothpick in, then I can use it to push the piece that the toothpick is attached to. Like pull it back, because it is movable a little bit. But so far I didn't get the toothpick in. So I can't go ahead with this plan until the toothpick is in. Why is this so difficult? Alright, I'm going to put the toothpick in first, into the car first, and then I'm going to put the side wall onto that. That should work, right? Just for this back one. I'm not going to do that for the other ones. Just for this back one, I'm putting the toothpick in first. Because it wasn't going in. Alright, now it's in. Alright, so now we're going to get this toothpick on. And look at this. There's crap in there. It's obviously not going to go in if there's crap in there. Clean it out with the needle nose. That might have, I don't know where that came from. It might have come from the first attempt to put it in, but regardless, it needs to be removed, or this is not going to close. Alright, that's good. One more try. Let's get this toothpick on. Alright. I thought I had it, but it pushed it in, which means it was hitting the Wasn't going in. It was hitting the surface. All right, that. Oh, the toothpick was in, but I had the piece of wood upside down, so I had to pull it off. All right, now it's in, and it's right side up, and we're going for the clip. All right, good. That's on. Now, let's make this front go together, if we can. So, got a lot of toothpicks to do. I don't know if we actually can do any of them. Seem like they're a mile away. Nope, I'm going to get this one, front one. This one, we're going to get that in a second. It's so close. Come on. All right. It's going to help hold this in place if we can get it on. It's going to hold that, you know, those like top pieces that have been floating around for days? The toothpick is going to help hold it in, actually. But that's only if we can get it in. All right, I'm going to do the same system up here. I'm going to put it into the siding first, into the hood first, whatever you want to call it. All right. Okay, that was easy. Except that it went too far in. I'm going to pluck it back out a little bit. That's in. That's not coming back out. All right. Now it's time to bend this front piece and hook that on. Just like we did on the other side. All right. What about these middle pieces? How do we get those on? Did I break both windshield wipers? What are they like doing? How did... Oh, man. I broke both windshield wipers. Well, I guess at some point I put this thing upside down. And now the windshield wipers are broken. All right, well, they should have put it at the end. I mean, of course I'm going to flip it upside down. They shouldn't have had fragile wipers there. Anyway, glad we got video of them when they worked. Because now they don't. All right, we just need to get this one square on, and then we're good. Ooh, had it for a second. Got it. All right. It's too bad about those windshield wipers. I mean, they're right here. They don't come off, do they? This is all one piece, right? I don't think I can, like, reattach them. They just broke so, like, uniformly. Like, that's what they were meant to do. I probably could fix them using toothpicks or maybe tape. The tape is going to be ugly. Maybe toothpicks. Let me just hold on to these wipers. So, like, there's the controls for the wipers. I just want to show you that from a good angle. So, the controls for the wipers work perfectly. We just broke the wipers. Maybe they gave us backup wipers. I'll have to check. If so, we can reinstall them. But we got the side panels on. Even the front looks good. Yeah. All right, we got those side panels on. Somehow. That somehow happened. I can tell you it took longer than 15 minutes because my iPad timed out. So, all right, iPad is back on 37. I lost my page count. What, 56? Is that where we were? 46. 54, 55, 56. Looks like we finished page 56. So now we're on page 57. Nice. All right. Page 57. Says we're going to need boards 5 and 7. And it starts with cutting 4 toothpicks in half. So let's give ourselves credit for 8 pieces there. 4 toothpicks cut in half. That's 8 pieces. 744. Do we still have this many toothpicks left? I'll tell you, we still have a ton of toothpicks left. I don't know how many toothpicks they gave us. More than we need, that's for sure. All right, so at this moment, we need 4 toothpicks. All right. I'm just going to cut them in half. One, 2, 3, 4. What next? Pieces 378, 379, and 2 380s. All right, where are those pieces? Oops. Am I done with this sheet? Yeah, this is trash. Actually, there's something here. Piece 60. It's like a window or something. All right, I'm going to put it on the floor. It's probably trash, but maybe we'll get back to it. This is board 2. Board 2. All right, so 378, 379, and 2 380s. That's 4 pieces. That brings us to 748. Those are 388s. We need just 380. Where is that? Am I looking at the right board? Board 5. This is board 5. Well, I guess that's the second set. Looks like maybe we need the other. Maybe board 7 has the pieces we're looking for. This is board 6. All right. 383, 379, 380. All right, so what are we looking for here? 378, 79, and 2 380s. So 378 is this piece down here. Excuse me. 378's down there. 379, 2 380s. I don't know how I'm going to make this video. It's like when I make the compilation, like how are we already up to like 27 days? And it's, it's probably not going to be finished tonight. So it's going to be more than 28 days. Well, at least 28 days, perhaps not more. It's going to be more than 27. So even the compilation video is going to be multiple videos, because I believe there's now a 12-hour limit on videos. Even though there's videos on YouTube that are like 27 hours long, apparently nowadays there's a 12-hour limit. I remember when there was like a 10-minute limit. Was it a 10-minute limit? Was it even less when they first started? It definitely was 10 minutes for at some point in the beginning, because I remember watching documentaries. They would like be part 1, part 2, part 3, and they would be like all like 9 minutes and 59 seconds long. All right. So 378 is this piece without the cut-ins. It has 4 holes. So we're going to put 4 toothpicks. All right, let's get these toothpicks in. Excuse me, sorry. What did I just do? Did I break this in half? Oh, well. I did. I broke it. You would think a toothpick would be able to go in without breaking the board, but apparently not. Just broke. I guess we'll try to be more careful with this piece, but I don't know. It might break as well. I can't really tell you what's going to happen. We're breaking boards here. All right, so hopefully the process of putting on the second board will unbreak this, if that's possible. All right, well, we have to put on the second board in pieces and then hope that we can make it stay together. But, you know, maybe this one's going to break too. I don't know. Right now I'm pushing the boards together, but that's pushing the toothpicks out. So we still got to push it back onto the toothpicks. Wow. These things really want to break rather than let the toothpicks go in. All right, so this one is going to go through the broken space. Broken space is trickier to work with than I thought it would be. Okay. Okay, it's on. And now for the 380s. They go obviously one on each side. The notch. There's a notch in the 380 and there's a notch in 379, so obviously you line the notches up. I guess that's not totally obvious. I've seen cases where they don't, but in this case they do. They line up just like you'd expect them to. For some reason, when you put on a new piece, instead of it going onto the toothpick, it drives the toothpick out the back, and then you have to push all the pieces back on. That seems to be the pattern. All right, on the other side. Can we break the pattern and get it to go onto the toothpicks? We can, if you put some backing behind it. wooden backing behind it before you push it in. Okay. There we go. For whatever reason, we built that. All right, now. Continuing with that, with this, we're going to add the license plate and some sort of brake lights or something. I don't know. 381 and two 382s. That brings us up to piece 751. So there's 381 right there. And there's the two 382s. All right, 381. Goes like this. Oh, VM-05. VM-05. Dream Cabriolet VM-05. Says it on the license plate. Okay. All right. Now the 382s, there's ink on the bottom half, and that's the way it goes in there. Ink on the bottom. So just push it in there. Does it fit in there? Oh, it seemed like it didn't really fit perfectly. I don't know whether to push it in from the back or the top. Seems like the back is the way to go. It's not really going in. Try to plier it in a little bit. Use the pliers to push it in. Still not working. Let's get the bigger pliers. Maybe that'll work. I mean, it's such a simple piece, but it's not going in. So we need the pliers. All right, let's get this one in. Wow. Doesn't want to fit in. Neither side. Well, that's when the things are going to stay in, the pieces are going to stay in based on tension. Sort of just tells you that they're not going to go in easy. I mean, they're staying in based on tension. So if they're going to stay in based on tension, you have to overcome that tension to get them in the first place. So that's why I'm using this tool. Get the advantage. All right, that's finally done. Now, we're still building here. Now we're putting on two 383s and two 384s. So that brings us up to piece 755. So two 383s and two 384s. There are the pieces. 383s are these fairly big pieces, and the 384s are little pieces. Okay. How do we put those on? Oh, they squeeze at the same place that we just put the lights on? That's crazy. Yeah, that's how they do. back up the toothpick, push on the new piece. We've learned how to do it. It's a weird piece, by the way. It like hangs over. I wonder if I'm even putting this piece on correctly. All right. Now, this 384. I mean, look at this picture they give us. They don't show the piece. They show it like from the side. You can't really even... I guess this is the best look. I lost it. This is the best look. And you barely can see from that one. I think it's like this that they're doing it. But they really don't show it well. The only thing that makes it fits in here. So I guess based on that, it's really the only way it can go. So that it's kind of, that piece kind of looks like an F. And it's going to go right above the light. I can't really push it in because there's two toothpicks right by it. My finger will get stabbed. All right, let's see if the next instruction is to clip the toothpicks. It is. So I'm clipping the toothpicks now. For safety reasons, I don't know why they wait until after the 384s to tell you to clip the toothpicks. You obviously should do them first. And that way they don't stab you. All right. Let's drive this one in with the pliers. Not in yet. In fact, it's way out. It's way out. I don't know how to get it in. It's just like broke to pieces. Unbelievable. Well, it should go in now. Still doesn't go in. Son of a gun. I don't think it's a very important piece, but I'd like to get it in. All right. For the other one, I'm going to sand it first and wax it in the hopes that it goes in without a fight. All right. Sanded, waxed. Let's see if it goes in. Nope. No better luck. The sanding and waxing didn't help. Let's try the pliers again. I'm pretty sure the pliers is what's breaking the pieces, but I mean, I don't know what choice we have. It's like not going in. The piece doesn't go in. It doesn't go in with pliers. It doesn't go in with fingers. It doesn't go in with sanding. It doesn't go in with wax. It just doesn't go in. AF. I don't know what that AF means. But I think we're done with this piece. All right, so what AF means is it goes on the front. basically is what that AF means. Aft fender. What does the A mean? Something. All right, so this goes on here. There's like pins on the side to wrap it in there. Well, no, it's too low. It needs to go higher. And I've got it upside down again, which would, if I'd fixed those wipers, I'd be breaking them again. Definitely don't want to fix them until the end. Come on. All right. Well, front fender's on. There you go. All right. What's next? All right, we still got, should be 4 toothpicks, right? Did I lose one of them? Well, I always could cut another toothpick. How did I lose a half toothpick? Oh, those are the windshield wipers. Oh, and this is the seat. So we pop this seat off. Let's put that back. All right. I don't know where the missing half toothpick went, but I'm just going to cut another half toothpick. All right. So now pieces 385, 2 386s, and 2 387s. So that's 5 pieces. That brings us to 760. And we're going to need this license plate in a minute, I'm sure. But for now... Oh, we still didn't do the interior. So 385, 2 387s, and 2 386s, which I don't see the second. I guess it's these 2 pieces, yeah. All right, so there's a 391. I guess we're going to use that in a minute. But for now, let's just start with what they asked for. So the base is this 385. If we can get that out. All right, 385. And then the top is 387. 2 of those. I see 4 sets of lights. I'll probably be putting those on in a minute. And then 386 goes in the middle. Okay. So 385, yep, 4 toothpicks. By the way, there's 6 toothpick holes. So 6 toothpicks. So I got to cut another toothpick. 2, 3, 4. I actually have half a toothpick here. 5. But I need another half. And that's 6. And I'm going to up the counter 2 more pieces for this extra toothpick. So 362. Right. So let's get this toothpick in. Toothpicks in. I guess we got to do it 6 times. Hopefully without breaking this thing. All right. There's all 6 toothpicks. Oh, sorry. I was off screen. I don't know why. It's we're almost done. If you can look at the car, it's almost done. But for some reason I keep working like in this little tiny area of the screen. I think because this
because the car's taking up space.
Yeah, the car's taking up the space. I think also this microphone, I think put it like further away. It's like somehow like intimidating me. I'm like, it's keeping me far away. I should have done that 5 days ago. Anyway, I have to remember it tomorrow. Push the microphone further back.
Yeah.
So I get more on screen.
All right. That's a pretty cool car. Do you ever
Yeah.
find out what that piece was to? Was it like this like dashboard area?
What piece?
You're asking me like, where do you think this goes to?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what piece it is now, but it probably was something like
Probably
that.
one of these things on the car front.
Yeah. By the way, I broke the windshield wipers. Did I show you? Yeah, you see, look at these 2 things. So those are the windshield wipers. They're supposed to wipe, but I broke it because I flipped it upside down to work on something, and the wipers broke. I guess I should have turned them like all the way to the side. Yeah, I'm thinking of that. Yeah, something like that. All right, so 386 is next. That's this piece. That's 386. Yeah. Maybe this camera 1 is zoomed in too tight, and that's why I keep being off screen. I don't know. All right, just pushing this onto the toothpicks. I'm like not grabbing those science questions to answer anymore tonight just because I'm thinking there's a outside chance we could finish this tonight. It's already a 90-minute episode, but you know, when you get close to the end, you get a second wind. But maybe we're not going to finish it tonight. Maybe we'll leave the interior for tomorrow. I like where we are, though, like getting these bumpers, fenders, whatever you want to call them, on today. I think that's great. Oops. I was like pushing this down, but one of the pieces wasn't on. And now in the process, I pulled another one off. I'm going to put that back in at the bottom. Yeah, it's probably bedtime. Once we get this fender on. Why is there only one of this? Did we not pop out the second one? 387, 388. Wait a minute. Why are there two 387s here? 380. What is this imposter piece? I'm confused. Where did this piece come from? All right. It is a 387. Just the second one we didn't fully pop out. Okay. It's not an imposter. It's a 387. Which is nothing like a 486, which is a computer reference you don't only get if you were an IT guy in the 90s. Actually, anybody used to know what a 486 was in the 90s. It was like, you know, and then after that, I think was the Pentium. It was basically the processor. And people would ask you, like nowadays people talk about graphics cards. Back then they talk about processors. And it was like, ooh, a 486, yeah. Can that run Windows 95? Yeah, well, it can, but you really should get the Pentium. You know, I'm just rehashing some 1990s like tech talk here. I don't know why, because that piece was called 387. It made me think of a 486. It shouldn't. It's really not in any way relevant. I just, you know, I'm 97 minutes, 98 minutes into tonight. Yeah, we're definitely stopping after this Fender. If I'm start cracking jokes about 386 computers, I mean, it's definitely time to stop for the night. There's like, you know, we've gone off the deep end. There might be a little more to this Fender, but whatever. Whenever the Fender gets attached to the car, we're done for the night. And then tomorrow we'll just put the interior in the car. There won't be much to do tomorrow. All right, so 2 388s and 2 389s. That brings us to 766. 388 and 389. So here's the 2 388s. I don't see the 389s. Maybe they're on another sheet. I see these 391s, and they're like, oh, here we go, 389. All right, let's get these 389s out. And we're going to sand and wax them so we don't have the problem we had last time. Last last Fender, when we couldn't get these pins in. All right, sanded, waxed. Let's go. All right, so put these two pieces on top. 388s, and then and then we'll clip the toothpicks and then put the 389s. So I read something interesting today. The Albany Firebirds owner is Antonio Brown, but here's the interesting part. Antonio Brown's father was Touchdown Eddie Brown. So in the 90s, because I went to Siena College, so I was in Albany in the 90s. You know, we were talking about those 486 computers, actually. I bought one, you know, while I was still living up there. Then I moved back to Staten Island with it. I was still living there after I graduated Siena for a little while. You know, the Albany Firebirds were there, and they had basically the league's top player, and it was Touchdown Eddie Brown. And apparently him and Antonio Brown now own the Albany Firebirds arena football team. I had no idea. I had heard of Antonio Brown, but I had no idea Thought he was touchdown Eddie Brown's son. That's something. All right, 367 we're up to. I'm putting the license plate on. I still didn't put the 391s on. I don't know why I'm jumping around out of order here. All right, let me just clip the toothpicks, put on the 389s, put the rear fender on, and then we sayonara. Mañana. Hasta la vista, baby. Another 90s reference, Terminator 2. All right. Okay, like this. So I'm just going to drop this in like this. Hopefully it doesn't fight us like the piece on the other side did. Get in there. I'm not accepting no. Okay, good, it went in. I'm not accepting like the other side where that piece was like wouldn't go in and then it was breaking. I'm not accepting that at this point. There we go. Right straight in. All right, let's get this fender attached. That's the first thing on page 58. We actually could finish. Page 58 is really small. And we could finish it tonight and go to page 59, but 59 is big and we wouldn't get to 60. So we're not going to finish. We're just going to put this fender on and then we're done for the night. We'll pick up tomorrow. We'll have the first page is going to be very easy. All right, rear fender. Do we even need to look at the instructions? I think there's really only one place it can go. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to put them. I think that's right. Yeah, the license plate should be readable. Line up the bottom pin. Put the rest on. Wow. I hope I don't break this whole fender trying to get this piece on because it doesn't want to like stretch to the other side. Maybe this isn't on lined up. No, that's good. Actually, it was a little bit off. All right, let's get that lined up. All right. Did I just block the camera with my ear? Apologies if I did that. Maybe I didn't. I definitely felt the camera on my face, but it might not have been the front of the camera. It might have been the side of the camera. All right. We're not there yet, but we're close. Wow. This is breaking in the process of going on. Don't know how badly it's breaking, but it is breaking. Seems like it's on. Let's get these pins in. All right. Rear fender is on. What camera are we at? All right. So there's the rear fender. It's on. I think it broke in the process. I'm not sure why that looks like that. There we go. You didn't see it, but I just very dramatically snapped in that middle piece. All right, it still looks broken, so I'm going to go with that's just the style because all the pins are in, so it's not broken. So the interior is missing. There's probably like some little lights and little doodads that are missing. But it's pretty much done. So we'll wrap this up tomorrow because we're heading up to 2 hours, so I don't think we need to go to 2 hours. We're just going to wrap this up for tonight. So I'll just say good night. I'll see you tomorrow. come back tomorrow when we finish the VM-05. So it's going to be 28 days total. A lunar month. Mini moons. Good night. See you tomorrow.